The following program has been rated GE by the Kenya Film Classification Board. It is therefore suitable for general family viewing.
Hello viewer, welcome to our today's episode on your favorite show Chungu cha Jamii with me, Kate Waliaro. Today we are talking about handling conflict in relationships. I know relationship means many things. It could be boy-girl relationship, workplace relationship, or any other relationship. Now in these relationships, they are prone to a lot of fights here and there. And today we are learning how to handle these conflicts the best way, without bloodshed, without, mangumi, all that, so that everything is left seamless. Now, as usual, I'm not alone. I have someone with me who is going to help us navigate this relationship the right way, someone who has the knowledge that we need so that we can learn. We say Chungu cha Jamii is the best platform where we learn, we get educated, we get inspired, and we gain the knowledge that we need to do life the best way. So make sure you're joining in our conversation on our SMS line 21144 and in all our social media handles at GBS TV Africa. So you are most welcome, and I'm giving you our guest today so that she can introduce herself to you.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for having me once more today. My name, for those who are new to me, Pastor Pearl Blessing. I am director of a program called Star with Pearl. It's a message to stir you, to give you information that you need. We encourage, inspire, and motivate, and that's why we are here today. To look at how conflicts can be handled the right way.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Because we don't want fights anymore. We've seen currently there is something going on in Nakuru where some young ladies are being killed, and I can imagine that is probably out of a conflict. And marriages today, you've seen the statistics going around, very high divorce rates until there is a time our President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta tried kuingilia kati, telling people there is a lot of, there are so many single mothers and, broken marriages, and he was fearing for the future generation. And you see, all this is because maybe someone somewhere did not handle whatever conflict was there, right? And that's why we are here today, and we thank you very much for honoring us once more. And we want to know how to handle the conflicts that we get into, because I know a lot of people handle them differently. There are those who will use battle of titans. They fight with anything they come across. Others will be, Cold War. Let's even call it Third World War. They use Cold War, silent treatment, na vita pia. So there are all those. Others, they've been graced to have received some wisdom, and that is the wisdom we want to hear today, how we can handle best. But for those who have been handling with those other weird ways, Ebu let them know the ones that they've been doing, so that wajione kwanza, they see what they've been doing, and and also give us a solution how we can handle them better.
Okay, first we are looking at all kinds of relationship, marriage, family, place of work. All those are relationships that are day to day. You spend more time in your place of work than at home. But your home carries everything that you have. So communication is key. Where there is conflict, there is problem of communication.
That's true.
We get to the root of what is the problem. What has caused this conflict? Someone doesn't know how to answer questions. You think you have answered, and you ask another question, depending on where you have come from. I was talking to some friends just before we started, and we say that from your place, you don't even, even your greeting, it is like you don't know to say something is good. You say, you operate on average. You say, when I ask you, someone asks you, how are you? It's like not bad. That's average. That's operating on average, and it's wrong. And that's you people, how you do it. Have you thought of that?
Never. I've never. Thank you. Thank you, because
In Kiswahili unasema habari yako mzuri. Kama ni kwetu, upoa kunesa. Kwenu.
Tikoru. Sio kubaya.
So that is a way of communication that brings a baseline of wrong communication.
Like saying sio kubaya.
Sio kubaya. So kungekuwa kubaya.
Expectation
is average.
Oh my.
Yeah. So it starts with communication. Any conflict is a breakdown of communication.
That's true.
Let's go straight to marriage because it's the first institution that God has given us. For any conflict in marriage, you find there's a breakdown in communication. In marriage, there's communication in bedroom. When it breaks from the bedroom, it breaks to the kitchen and into the finances and to everything. So you find if they restore the bedroom relationship, it heals the rest automatically.
That's true.
Yeah. But people live together, but they are married single. Yeah, they are just there. So you try to communicate. That's where the silent treatment comes. You find people write notes. You're in the same house, but you write notes.
Like wake up, it's 5:30. It's a note.
You will read and wake up. Imagine. So you should be happy that someone is waking him or her up at 5:30. You could have slept. So communication is key. Yeah. This conflict, there are those two types. There are those who are aggressive. They arise and fight.
Yeah.
There are those who use silent war, which is very bad. There's a name, we call it silent treatment. Okay, umezoea kupiga kelele.
That is the same as Cold War.
Yeah. It's Cold War. Cold War could be a very long time, but silent treatment might be short. Okay. Silent treatment is something that you are purposed to plan. Okay, you are making a lot of noise. Talk to yourself, and you keep quiet. Okay. So by keeping quiet, maybe you are withdrawing to think. You want to see how to handle this. You want to look for another way to bring it out. So when you go to silent treatment, it may be abusive. Yeah. It may appear to be rude. It may lead even to suicidal on the other side. That's true. Because it's better for someone to slap you than keep quiet to you, looking at you and not talking. You talk, he doesn't talk. He looks at you. You don't think what that person has in mind. So when that thing happens, it is very important not to cause it to take long. Let's say you play silent, I play silent. No more relationship. Yeah. You knock off. There must be a way to bring the flow back. Yeah. Who brings the flow back now? The question is. Someone has to humble. That's where in relationship, there must be communication, there must be humility. One person must calm down. Who will bring back the flow? Yeah.
I see.
Yes. That's why I was saying that sometimes in such a silent world, if there are children, there's one unique way of bringing back the flow. Let's say you cause children to go out. Then you cause a laughter. Then someone comes first one laughing, breaking laughter. Yes.
Or making now the other party who is also
silent. The person who is silent is inside the house. Then the people come in, all of them laughing. Let me tell you something about laughter. If I start laughing now, you don't know why I'm laughing, you laugh. She will laugh, you will laugh. It is a way of healing. So out of that laughter will take away the silence and you start talking. Yeah. It's a way of bringing back the flow. Okay. So there are so many ways, but issue is communication. If we bring back communication in our place of work, communication in a family, communication in relationships, because it starts with just one text. Yeah. And maybe it did not mean much. Let's say for someone in a place of work to say like a week you have not seen you. Hi, we have missed you, or I've missed you. Maybe it's a true missing of a colleague, but that thing may take you even to your parents for discussion. Yeah. How did that person miss you? Because of communication. How you will explain this? Maybe this person doesn't listen, but if he can listen and bring a communication, this is what we have been doing. I've been not in the place of work. These people have missed me, and it is true. But who is missing you? How can they miss you? The 50th question, it may be a slap, or it may be a withdrawal. So it is about how do you answer your questions. When something happens, how do you communicate back? Because it is a question and an answer.
So in communication, it needs to be very calculated.
Kabisa.
Because anything you say can and will be used against you.
That's what they always tell you when you are arrested. Whatever you say from now will be taken against you.
Sure.
You know, as I told you, I used to be an assessor of murder cases in High Court. You write everything, even if they say, and he stood, and he start, and he lifted his hand, you write everything. So everything that you say means something. And there are people like me, I can look at you, I write a report on you by the way your eyebrows looks like. I can tell how you are feeling. I'll be able to draw out your emotions by the way you appear.
Myself.
Yes, how you appear. So it depends on how others take it.
Okay.
So conflict is inevitable.
That's true.
Yeah. Because like in a place of work, that's why people go for team building, as we said another day. You have worked for a whole year.
Yeah.
You are there every morning. The other day you told him to do something, he didn't do it. He told you something, you didn't do it. You know our minds is like a database.
Yeah.
We write notes and put files and push them.
Yeah.
You keep on, anytime you see that, you retrieve that file and read it and remember what that person did. So that's why people need to go out, even families on holidays. You go and try to shed off that garbage in your mind and try to make yourself happy. That's why even in relationship and marriages, sometimes you put that phone off. Yeah, don't remember those orders and that program. And go for an holiday. You restore.
I go and...
You are busy. People are busy doing a lot of things. You are confused in the place of work. On your highway, somebody outed on you. As you stand on the door, you find someone hot waiting for you with 5 questions at the same time. Your mind breaks.
That's true.
Yes. Like, you know, like men, as women, we are able to do like 5 things at the same time. Our mind has that capacity. But these people, they can only handle one thing at a time. So it will blow. He can't do it. So that you find most men use silent treatment more than women. Usually, okay, both of them do, no. But usually, men, the number of men who do silent treatment are more. Yeah. That Cold War, okay, you are there. He wakes in the morning, he puts some money on the table, he knows what you need, and he goes. You put the food on the table, he may eat, he may not eat, or eat and push the plate.
I have a scenario.
Bring it out.
Okay, because you said in the society, conflict is inevitable.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of maybe a woman who has caught their husband cheating. This one, how do you even solve this conflict? Because on the side of a woman, if she's using silent treatment, it will take all her energy to be quiet. Because usually we just...
Let's come back again. Who is now silent? The person cheating or the one who is not cheating?
No, I'm talking of now.
You find that your husband is cheating.
Yes.
Then you go
How
silent.
do I handle it? Is it now, silent treatment will mean I'm so broken if I don't have the power to, to
and you will go. You are being silent and someone is telling how much he loves. You will go. You solve it. Bring him back.
How?
You talk.
You want to sit down and talk, eh? And it's me who has found out. Maybe they don't know yet. Do I become so, confrontational or less confrontational? Or how do I even go towards a situation like that? Without breaking the whole thing.
Our previous. It looks like a very stupid way of doing it. But if someone can do that, let's see whether it can work out. Let's discuss and see whether it can work out. Yeah, you have found that he's cheating.
Yeah.
And then you go and come with a gift and tell him, thank you so much for being my husband. I just thought how much you have loved me so many years.
So I'm even doing this reverse psychology on myself.
I am trying to see whether you can see it working. I just thought of how much you have loved me, how you have been such a wonderful husband and a father to my children. And today just I thought to tell you thank you. Then when he starts talking now, Can you imagine the way I love you? Can you imagine if you could be cheating or me cheating on you? How will our love be? You are trying to become crazy. He will know you know it, but he will come out with a very unique way of handling that, and he may say sorry.
That one will take a master. How do we become masters like that?
I said I've never heard of it. I'm trying to create it here on this platform. Can it work? Do you think okay, it looks like you are a stupid person, but if you get solution, you better go for it. Okay. Because if you try confrontation and he chooses to do silent treatment, and the other side is being drawn there, you are fighting to break yours back or letting him go.
You'll be pushing them to the
Remember,
other side.
7 are waiting. Yeah, you protect and bring back. Use all skills. Use every skill that you can apply. So let me tell you.
Yeah. Okay.
Faithfulness in men percentage is very low. So work out to try and make yours faithful. How? How you handle him. Yes. Yes. Create that environment. Work on it. Invest in it. Yeah. Because I tell you, more than 10 are eyeing him.
I don't know if you've seen something going around. Someone mimicking the women in Kenya and the women in Tanzania and the women in Uganda. And then now, on a scale of 1 to 10, I think the Kenyan women, we are nowhere because apparently we don't go down that much. Hey,
if your husband goes to travels to Tanzania and Uganda and he is not emotionally strong, he may marry before he comes back. These people kneel down. Let me tell you, every king wants a worship, and a man is a king. Yeah. So is there a time that we shall become to change and try to be something else?
So in handling this conflict that now in our scenario, a woman would need so much emotional intelligence.
Yeah. And I have introduced the issue of Thanksgiving as a way of increasing your emotional intelligence.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And you make yourself a fool just to get what you want. So if you become foolish and you get what you want, it's okay. Because you're not foolish at all. You're just being wise. Yeah. I tell you, it is not easy out there. Now, long time it was like a man needs to have a lot of money to have people running for them. Now there are women who have a lot of money and they need him. So he's not safe. Yeah. So you protect him. What are you doing? You saw skills. Apply each one of them. Yes.
Okay. So that
let me go tough. Is this Kenya?
This is the Kenya for you.
Yeah. But we are not into Kenya alone.
Okay.
But it is true. Can you feel it? Okay, it looks like it cannot be done. But can it work? If you apply it.
Yes, yes.
Because one thing, you will humble him. He will think, is this happening to me? Even if he was going away, he will humble himself and look for a way now to start doing something like what you are doing. And you heal what you have.
Okay, wow.
You see, even she's breathing out.
Oh yes, I am, because we are here to learn and we are here to gain wisdom and especially on how to handle conflict. And you're hearing for yourself, my dear viewer, that there are different ways that we handle conflict. There is a silent treatment, the Cold War, which is more of prolonged silent treatment. There are those who are aggressive. And we have also brought in another aspect of where a lady is being cheated on by their better half. And you're hearing these ones for yourself. And the silent treatment, we are continuing on how you can disintegrate the problem so that you are able to communicate properly. Because like she said, everything goes down to communication, how you communicate and how you talk back. And that's where conflict comes in, or where it is, dissolved. So I wish we take a short break on this side and make sure you're not going away anywhere. We continue with the topic. We'll be back with more.
everywhere. GBS.
We continue the conversation on handling conflict and resolving all these conflicts in relationships. Now, before we went on break, we've seen the different ways that people handle relationships, from giving silent treatment, prolonging sometimes to the Cold War, being aggressive. And today we want to learn how we can handle our conflicts the best way without, making major damages that are, affecting our lives. Now, as we went on break, we were talking on a scenario where we have a couple with one of them going rogue, and we've seen about the man going rogue, and now you're giving us a solution how a woman can handle it best way, and you've told us it's to going back to gratitude.
We said we look at it as a way.
As a way.
Yeah,
As a way.
it has not. I don't know it's an application anywhere. I'm trying to create something today.
Yeah.
Because as the other episode we were talking about gratitude, we said it's a way of solving problems. I think it can also be applied in such an area.
That's true.
Because that will cause someone think, why am I doing this? Maybe he was doing it because you were conflicting, you are failing in a certain place. And let me tell you, usually one of the things that causes conflicts, especially in marriages, is about, let me ask you, your wedding day. The person that guy got on wedding day, does he see that person in the house?
No.
Yeah.
Disappeared. Well, let's say they have evolved to something else.
No, you don't even care. No, you are a mother, you've given mother to his father and his mother. And that is your home, you don't care anymore. Yeah. You don't care how you dress. Let me ask you. You put on your makeup and walk out of the house very neat. And another woman walks the same way out, very neat. They don't work the same place with the husband. You don't work the same place. People in the office see you are very smart, neat woman in every area. But when you get home, back home.
Oh my God.
Yeah. T-shirt imeandikwa star with pearls.
Sengengeni ng'ombe. There is that.
So even though you dress in your bedroom, all that, it is just junk. This guy in the morning, during the day, he has seen all kinds of queens. Why can't they see the same queen in their house? On your wedding day, you spend almost 3 hours on makeup for presentation to him. He was given that.
Yeah.
But what does he see?
Something
So are you
else.
driving him away? Yeah. Okay, you're in marriage. Conflict comes. Or it is coming because you are not even available. You're just there. Just like, okay, you cook porridge and you cook tea and you cook others and you cook until you are sweating. And you remember you took shower when you came. You go to sleep. Who wants to sleep next to an old bride, seriously?
Nobody.
Yeah.
Hakuna.
He walks out, queens are walking across. They are crossing the highways. So can we make them see something at home? Yeah.
So part of solving conflict is first of all
remaining package yourself also for him.
I love that. Packaging yourself
For him.
for him and for yourself also.
No, let us talk about him first. Yeah.
There's that, because at home, if I feel good and I'm looking good for myself, because we said from the beginning,
You
it's
cannot
us.
conflict about yourself. We are talking about conflict here. Leave yourself first. Let's talk about him. Package yourself for him. Yeah.
And the man, they also are the people who will be removed from the relationship emotionally.
Yeah, the emotional, they are more like babies, I tell you. Very babyish. And I'm sorry, with all due respect, and I respect them. Yeah. It's very easy to handle. A man can be handled like a baby, very easily in and very easily out. Yes.
Okay.
So invest, package yourself, work out. Yeah. So when he comes in, see somebody to look, to make him look and look again. Do you know some people, there are no difference between the house help and the owner of the house?
Yeah.
How they dress in the house. When you get in, you can't tell who is the wife.
Hey.
You enter like this.
Who is who?
Yeah, everybody has a leso. mmoja Seng'enge ng'ombe, ingine ni Ruto tena. Ya watano tena. So you cannot even tell the difference. So among the things that we need to work on as women, why are you pushing him away? There's something that is missing. Yeah.
So on my case, I should leave no stone unturned.
Yeah.
So that if they are going out, that will be on their part.
Yes. Yeah. Wow. And also communication. You are tongue. Itango nyama ya ulimi. How do you speak? Yeah. You may do all that, but make a lot of noise. Yeah. They don't like a lot of noise. They want good noise. Yeah. Give him some romantic music in the bedroom. Yeah.
Okay.
that is a woman from where?
It's a lot for the woman, but she will handle it.
He has his part to play too.
Yeah.
He has gifts to buy. He has things to do. But for him to start doing, he must see your part. As I said earlier, there's nothing bad like a man buys you a gift and you like, okay, umeleta, unachukua, unarusha juu ya kabati. Ama unachukua tu naekelea mahali. You didn't even look at it. You crush that person.
Okay.
Yeah. So if he likes doing that, you look for someone to do it to them. Then the conflict comes in. You feel there's something, there's vacuum. When they conflict, there's always a vacuum to be filled.
Yeah.
So can you look at what is causing this conflict? Let's go to the place of work. Between bosses.
Before we even go there,
let us
I'm
remain
thinking
there.
of the emotional baggage. Let's remain there, yes. The emotional baggage, whenever maybe someone who are, people who are relating romantically, and they have a conflict, most of the times there's a lot of emotions invested. Even whenever there's that conflict, you cannot separate the emotions and the conflict itself. How do you, they are one and the same thing, the emotions and the conflict? How
these emotions are raised by the conflict. Yeah. Because when you are angry, anger, when it comes, it grows and becomes bitterness.
Yeah.
From there, it can kill. And always, if you do something to someone, even when you have solved and talked and solved it over, when you do it, it remembers even the other one that yeah. So you need to create a platform. Can we drop these things? Can we move on? Yeah. What have I done? Son, to say sorry. Humility is expensive, but it works. Yeah. Wow. See, if saying sorry makes you feel like you are stupid, but you're bringing in a solution, just say sorry. Yeah. Just say sorry. And sometimes this conflict is an extension from the place of work. Maybe he had a bad day in the office. Then he finds you had a bad day in your office. And all your garbage, you want to pour it on him. Then he looks at you and says, okay, so this is where I thought I come to get rest. Then he starts to keep quiet. Then silent treatment comes in. That is very abusive.
That's true.
Yes. Yeah. You try to bring back the flow. Yeah. Either can try, it depends on cultures where you come from. There are people who are emotionally very weak. So they don't know how to handle a situation. So things go back bad, they keep quiet or they walk away.
Now, in trying to bring back the flow, like you said, like in this relationship, every time one has to humble themselves.
Humility
be
must
it anywhere, there must be humility.
One of them.
So I'm believing now, me here learning and my viewer, they are the person to bring in to be the humble one, so that they can be in a position to bring back the flow.
But there are people who also take advantage. When
whatever the relationship
you keep on being
is.
humble and saying sorry always, they take advantage. So it's also good to discuss. Why are you taking advantage of this? But as I said...
Now, before we get there, there is now... I was looking at the emotional baggages where you hear a lot of young couples breaking up. When you go through the conflict and whatever it was, you find that because they lacked proper communication because of some, everyone was just emotional and everything. You cannot do this to me.
Everybody's right.
Yeah. How do we build that emotional strength to be able to say, like, let me say my spouse has cheated on me, and then I build the emotional capacity to come and tell them, hey, Baba, so and so, you know, you are so good to us, nini, vitu kaa hizo. But I know deep down what I
it
want
is
us
not
to
in
talk
the
about.
art. It happens to be very cosmetic, but it heals.
It is cosmetic.
It is cosmetic, of
Oh
course.
my
It
God.
cannot. You know that is
But the
that is
inside
a
is
tool.
boiling. It's a volcano wanting to come out.
You're trying to heal, so you make it cosmetic for your pot because virtually and officially you can't do it. It's painful.
Oh,
And that's why I was saying, try to use a high statement.
okay.
Yeah, a high statement comes out.
To allow the flow.
Allow the flow. Yeah, you try to bring the blame on yourself where you have gone wrong. Yeah, but don't try like, let's say you say, I was thinking we can have a discussion. I feel I've not been doing the right thing. And if it is possible, we can discuss this. So you take the blame. That will open his heart.
Instead of you.
Yeah, but you always make your noise. You always keep quiet. You come and you don't talk. You are destroying more.
So
but you take the blame. Yeah. You stand and take the blame. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
So taking the
I think I have not been doing what I'm supposed to do. I've been failing in what I should do. And I want to make it up. Can we talk?
I see.
That's what we call a nice statement. So you bring the blame on yourself. Yes. So when you bring your blame on yourself, it becomes very easy to access his heart. Yeah.
And it's true.
You will open up. You will not keep quiet anymore.
Oh, and then now you can communicate.
But when you use a you statement, you destroy.
You bring in the
you start attacking him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will keep quiet more.
Okay.
And silent people are worse than those who fight physically. We are not encouraging physical fight, but it is not good. That silence can be abusive, yeah, and can lead to depression, yeah, on the receiving person.
You wanted to tell us something about the workplace.
Yeah, let's go to the workplace. Yeah. There's silent treatment also in the workplace. Usually, workplace, the most important thing, the problem that brings conflict in place of work is jealousy. Jealousy will come through maybe boss anapenda mtu mmoja, always recognizes such a person. So it is good also for the management to bring a way of chain of how they work and make sure you don't cause others who are weak to feel like they don't do anything. Because just as in school, even if someone gets 10%, another 80%, they are all trying their best.
Yeah.
So you can maybe this person who is weak has brains that can bring solution to this company, but he has never been given a platform because they are seen as weak people always. That's why it's always to have maybe a bonding meeting to see how you can be able to cause people to bond and to see strengthen each other and weakness of others and try to build together. But if you start saying, maybe I see you are just about to get a promotion according to how I see things happening, and I was eyeing that seat, I become jealous. That is natural. So when you become jealousy, there is infighting which we don't see. Yeah, you can plan to do something that will cause the management to see you are wrong, because we are using same tables, same everything.
Yeah.
So to be able to solve this conflict, it's very good for management to do bonding meetings.
Oh, so now this one will go on the side of the
yeah.
the
There's
management.
a personal level that you need to handle yourself. Yeah. Others has problem from where they come from. Maybe in the morning, there was fight at home. The other day, I had a meeting with parents in a school because of Form 1. Then the teacher was saying that sometimes children come and say, I woke up late because daddy was beating mom and I had to defend mom. I slept at 5 a.m. I took time to sleep. You see? Yeah. So those things are happening. Tell me those people we are fighting at night, and you want them to perform in the place of work. Something is wrong. A friend of mine was telling me that when you start growing as a company, your own company, and you have more staff, you need to learn them, understand. This is a single parent, this is a married person. This has children, this has no children. try to know what is happening in their lives. Because you may think someone is not performing, but they are going through something. That needs just one word. I'll tell them it is possible, and they overcome it. So communication in all this is very key. Conflict always comes because of breakdown of communication.
Sure.
Yeah.
So in the case of of the
Courtship.
workplace
Yeah,
scenario,
courtship,
one need to protect themselves in a personal capacity.
Yeah.
And also the management need to make sure there is that
The
proper
flow.
rapport with everyone, like team building. That's the reason why we have team building and all that. Yeah. In courtship, because most of the times you find that whenever there is a conflict there, you just drop the relationship like a hot potato and run for your life. Yet maybe it's something that
Could be solved.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in let's say people are caught in, that's why usually, however emotionally you feel you want to get married, at least minimum time to court should be 6 months, a minimum. So at least you will have learned that person, known their emotions. Maybe others in that 6 months they met once or twice. You don't know that person. And you will never know someone until you see them in their hottest anger. If possible, try to push someone. Ujifanye tu najifanya wazimu. Umuone wakati amekasirika anakuanga aje. Otherwise, you don't know that person. When they have the best of their joy and the worst of when they get angry. Sio kapata ni wale akikasirika kabisa. Lazima kisu ipatikane. And you don't know. Maybe you are the person to bring healing to this person. You could have gone through a lot in their mali grow up. Wengine wamelelewa na guardians. They have had all kind of things. Kuna vitu watu wanaambiangwa hajawahi sahau. So maybe you are coming in the life of that person as a healer. So utaona hiyo kitu ukimbie, lakini wewe ndio mponyaji. So it's good when you find the worst part of that person. That's the beginning of knowing him. Love him more. Yeah, don't run away.
Not unless now your life is in danger or you see this is...
Yeah. Ukiona sasa ni hizo mbaya sasa, of course you run away. But maybe kwanza jua ni nini inafanya akuwe hivyo. Yeah. Create a environment yenye mnaweza kaa chini. Let's talk about ourselves. What's the worst thing that happened to your life? Those things are very important. I have a personal assistant. He happened to have a courtship. Then one day he felt in his heart, let me talk to this girl. Then he said, tell me, let us talk about the worst thing I did in my life and the best thing I did in my life. And he like trying to know each other. And that was a daughter of a deacon. That's why he thought he had got the best. He found that girl uses bank.
Okay, she's opening up.
Yeah, she said everything. And he was like, I don't think it's bad. Then he thought, maybe it's not a relationship. I was coming close to her, maybe to help her out of it. And it was like, no, this is my life. I'm used. Yeah. Even she keeps in the bedroom. The mother have never known this daughter uses such a thing. So we also need to get close to them and know what's happening. So in relationship, try to, don't just say always, I love you, I feel you. Ask questions.
Because I think a lot of youngsters, when they are in that, that love is usually kama bangi. Like on a serious note. And the voice of reason is usually out.
Hakuna.
And then once they are married, you wonder, how did I choose this human to be my life partner? Because they did not
You
have...
had all that time. Courtship is not about just going out, tapping coffee, loving, being happy, talk. Let me tell you, when you get married, you don't marry that man, you marry his family. The demons of that family will fight you.
Oh God.
Understand what kind of a family is this. What happens in this family? Yeah. So you don't say you will find bad, you run away. Maybe God has brought you as a healer in that family. You will have known and maybe start fighting that battle, maybe with the solution of that family. But you should understand.
Hey, my dear viewer, I hope you're listening all this for yourself. The best way you can handle conflict, depending on where you are. Maybe you're married, you're in that workplace, you're in courtship. Communication, like we've been told, anytime there is conflict is because there's a breakdown of communication. And for us to heal these, or rather find solutions, there has to be a flow of communication, and you have to, for sure, find a way you can, build the flow and talk rationally. For those in courtships, I love this, that you have to have known this person for at least 6 months, not 2 days in the 6 months, at least 6 months. Push them to a corner where they show their true colors when they are angry. And when they are happy, you want to know this person, because once you're in for it if you did not find out for yourself whom you're getting into that, lifelong partnership. So I wish we take a short break on this note. Make sure you don't go away. We'll be back with more.
Everywhere, GBS.
Welcome back, my dear viewer. We continue with our conversation on how best we can handle conflict in our relationships. So we've tackled relationships at the workplace, for married couples, and for those who are courting. Now I would want to understand, Madam Pearl, the relationship between a parent and a child, or at whatever level, is also prone to a lot of conflicts. And a lot of parents do not know how to handle that, and a lot of children also do not know how to handle that. How can we do that best?
Okay. Children, even nowadays, the small children, they think too much. They have bigger brains than their size. Yes.
That's true.
Yeah, you may find a 2-year-old child knows that when you leave the house, you should say bye.
Goodbye.
Or you have to kiss me, and will complain if you don't do it.
Yeah.
There are those, they have gone to the level of when they go to school, how they want to be handled. They compare themselves with others in school. Communication, as we said, is key. And if you don't communicate with children what they do, because they cannot conflict with you at what level of the young ones, most of them, what they do, they withdraw. They have withdrawal syndromes because they are not given a platform to talk. And that's why we say always, children need to be given space.
Yeah.
When you give them space, you give them a platform to talk, give them a place like, what do you think? That will cause them to avoid conflicts with you, which are Cold War. Some children have Cold War with their parents, but the parents have never known.
Because they're not keen.
Yeah.
So what are those symptoms for that parent who's in Cold War and doesn't know?
You are busy trying to provide for them, giving them the best life. That's what you think you are doing. But already you have an enemy in your house and you don't know.
Yeah, who is your child?
Who is your child?
Oh my.
Because when they go to school, they hear others talking about how their parents handle them. They don't see it in you. And maybe you are that kind of tough person, like they try to ask you a question like, I'm busy. Go, do your homework. You have already created a space. That is a conflict that you cannot see, and it may grow and become a whole thing.
Yeah.
So how will you see it? That child becomes withdrawn. There is that hype in a child that you see.
Yeah.
A child that has been given all they need, including the emotional. Because we provide money and food and clothes, and the emotional we don't. So the child that has been given the emotional part, like I usually compare that. I don't like Indians, but I usually talk about them. It's like they praise their child like a king, show them how they own everything. And that child brings the king out of him and stands very bold and
they are
can
confident.
Be very confident. But you kind of push them away. You're busy, you have a stress, you have this. Then they emotionally, they become low. They don't know even how to solve a small problem when they go to, like if that happens when they are in their primary school, but by the time they go to Form 1, they will be easily bullied. There's a child you can't bully even if they come to Form 1. The confidence the parents have given them, you can't dare bully them.
That's true.
But the others will be told to carry water and all that.
And
because they have to submit their fear, because the same thing happens at home. So it is us to create a platform to make them emotionally strong, to be able even to handle their own conflict if they find it. Yeah.
Wow.
That is that place of giving them space and giving them room to communicate and causing them to feel responsible. Yes. After that, it will be very easy. Otherwise, the other conflict is about what they want. Nowadays, they watch a lot of things on TV, online. They desire to do something that maybe you cannot accept. So they come and tell you, this is what I think I should do. And you say, no, this you cannot do. Even those people who choose careers for their children. Let me tell you, a man is a spirit. And there's a gift that God has put in that person.
Yeah.
And it will manifest in them. But you, because you have been an accountant all your years, and you know how to count money, you want them to come and count money too. So they will do it for you.
Yeah.
But that is not them, and they will not be happy. So they will not know how to solve problems in their own lives, because emotionally they have never been given a platform to express themselves.
Yeah.
You see? So that is a conflict that is long term between you and them, but you don't know, because you pushed, they didn't want it. That becomes a cold war, which you have never known. If when that person becomes a big person and gets angry, they will open their mouth and tell you something you have never thought, because they will break out and tell you exactly what they feel. Yes.
Well, and we can see that a lot in, let's say, the younger generation right now, because whenever they have issues, they will not trust their parents with their lives. They will choose to do things their own way and to the level, to their, according to maybe peer pressure, according to whatever they find best, which may not even be best. So you find that continually the society inakuwa na issues.
You know what the problem
back.
that we have? Even when it's good to get your children a mentor, someone they can trust more than you, than the teacher, that they can be able to look into. And even create time for them to be with that person. The other thing, in churches, you find you have youth churches, youth pastor. But when they gather together, you go and preach about Jesus walking on the water. Is that gospel now, or are we talking about youth? Our lives, what we go through. How can we solve our problems? You see, am I talking the truth? You go and meet women meeting after service. They praise and they worship again.
Yeah.
And someone stands up and reads about Penina and Anna. Surely. Are we talking about how to solve our own problems as women, or are we reading the gospel again? Yeah, you see. So there is a vacuum that we need to see how to fill, so that this conflict can come to an end.
So we bring even in preaching the word that is there already, we bring it to our real world and dissect it from there, so that we can learn from real life issues.
One thing I like about Chungu Jamii, where we are now, is that we bring a topic and we relate it on the base of the Word of God and real life issues. So you find even someone who is not a Christian will find a platform. Yeah. Because me, like I do when I do motivations, let's say I go to a school where there is big number of Muslims, big number of Indians, and big number of Christians. You will not use the Bible by common sense. You will offend someone. Yeah, it's you who's a Christian. It's not their faith. So you should respect people's faith. So there you bring the wisdom of God, but without using the Bible. Because the word of God is in you. Yeah. That's why, as a pastor, you should read the Bible and have it in your heart.
Yeah.
So that there's a time you stand and express God without even quoting a verse.
That's true.
Yes.
That's very true. Wow. I'm also looking at a scenario I found recently. A child was told to go home and write a composition about himself and whatever they love, themselves and whatever they love. And in writing this, they found the child had written that I love going to church. The parent was supposed to take the child through this, or rather inspect the composition before it goes to school. So
That
when
is
the
CBC.
child, yes,
I
when the
love
child
that.
wrote, they wrote all the things the parents would want out of the child. But there was one statement like that the child had written, I love going to church. But every Sunday this child is always rebelling, I don't want to go to church. But there they have written that I love going to church. When I asked the child, is this true? Because I'm told that you don't like going to church on Sundays. He was like, wewe, mama tasikia.
So they wrote what the mother would like to write.
And I'm thinking this is a symptom of a conflict already.
Yeah. It is inborn, it is Cold War, and that age. And tell me where it is going. That child will not even know how to handle their own conflict in their own marriages and their own place of work.
That's true. Because now they've been shown to conform to everything that the authority
If this
needs.
was not going through for inspection, this child would have written the truth to the teacher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
Yes.
true.
Yes.
So in this now, the child is conformed to even the bullying, because whatever a bigger person wants is what I give.
There's a lot of bullying which is not in Form 1. We are bullying them in our own houses.
Okay.
And you bull them with a lot of love. You think you are loving, but you are bullying.
Wow, I wish you could continue with all this, but give us your parting shot. We'll continue with this some other time.
Okay. Thank you for such a wonderful time. We have spoken about conflicts and silent treatment, Cold War and physical fighting, and how we can bring peace in our lives.
Yeah.
And I still draw ourselves back to gratitude. Let us try to use thanksgiving in all that we do. I've realized it is a virtue that can solve a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Conflict is a source of lack of communication. So let us see where we have lost communication. Just go to the background. See which kind of skill that you have, apply it, and let us give each other space. Even in marriage, don't want to follow in. Where did you go? Where were you with who? Give them space. Let someone think, and feel himself, feel herself, on both sides.
Wow, thank you very much for honoring our invite and giving us wisdom as usual.
Yeah.
We really appreciate and we are very thankful to God and to you.
Thank you too.
Yeah. So my dear viewer, we've been learning about how we can handle our conflicts in the best way possible in every area of our, our socialization, be it your workplace, at home, with your children, with your spouse. And for those who are courting, we've learned that a conflict is coming because there's a breakdown of communication somewhere. So as persons, we have to build your capacity into learning proper communication so that whenever you're faced with this, you know how to handle it best according to how you're going to answer and according to how you're going to behave towards the situation, so that the situations will favor you and not fighting you all the time. Even for the parents who have your children, we learned that they withdraw whenever they are, we are in conflict with them, because they cannot conflict with you, openly. So they will withdraw from you and you will not be thinking, oh, my child is good and obedient. But in reality, ni Cold War. So we need to be very keen with our children, very keen with our spouses, so that we live a better life. And that is the aim of Chungu, to make you on the know, to teach you, to inspire you to live a better life. And we wish to leave you here, and until next time, bye-bye.
Thank you.